All right. Well, welcome back to our Prospect, Produce, Prosper podcast. I'm Mark Rogers. I'm the CEO and founder of Producers Prospect. We're a national leading organization in helping financial advisors grow their practice. And today, I am very excited to have Lucy in the house. Lucy is just dynamic in an aspect of standing out amongst the crowd. And Lucy is the CEO and founder of Plain Language Marketing, plainlanguagematters.com. You can find her. And if you want to see her work, you can go onto our Producers Prospect website. She was the creator of our website today. So Lucy, thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me. Very proud of this project we did together, Mark.
Well, you've been a cornerstone into the business as I've kind of tried to create and get this going and really stand out in my own business. So I got to learn firsthand of just how powerful you can really help somebody's business grow. And we've seen tremendous growth since we started working with you. So as this podcast is really built to help financial advisors grow their business, help them more fully develop their business, and help them take their business to the next level, I couldn't do another podcast without having you on and being a guest host. And I hope that you'll come back and really be a series of this, because there's so much to really lean in to what you do and how you help. So we're going to talk about just a little piece of the pie to how you can help somebody today. But first, tell me about your company, how you got started, and where is it today?
Yeah, well, thank you. I'm flattered with all your kind words, so I appreciate that. Plain Language Marketing and plainlanguagematters.com started with what it is. It's plain language. It's the ability of communicating very clear. So basically, if a caveman can't understand, let's redo, let's rethink this. There's something wrong. In digital age today, we have 3 seconds, 10 seconds max to break through noise. And that's the goal, is to really get deep into building trust fast, connecting fast with that audience.
And you talk about several things. And one of the things, and this is a clear message on your website, as soon as you come to it, your message has to be clear or you're literally losing money. You're just throwing money away if your message isn't clear. Talk a little bit about that.
Most people, they don't know the difference between marketing and branding.
Okay.
And it starts there.
All right.
Marketing is why they find you, how they found you. And branding is why they say yes.
Got it.
So 2 very fundamental things that need each other in your marketing, right? Mm-hmm. And starts with, why do I need a website? I get this all the time. Oh, I built my business shaking hands.
Yep.
Wonderful. But today is the digital handshake. Studies show, Pew Research, and I brought it here, 70% of adults admit using the internet after they shake hands of someone. So imagine this, you're in a network event and you gave away so many business cards, you shook hands. The next thing you're gonna do, you're gonna come to your office before you do business with anybody, before you spend another hour of your time with anybody, before scheduling a meeting, you're going to check that person online. We do that. You do that. How many times you do that?
Every single time before and after a meeting. Yep.
And there's studies that prove that, which we already know, right?
Just to hit on that really quick too is, I think what's really changed more than ever, especially in financial services, is not only do people want to be able to find you easily, right? That's a validator. If I can go on Google search and your website and your company shows up right away. But people want it to not just show up as a website. People want you to be an author. People want you to be a thought leader. People want you to show up in all different mediums. So it's not just your website, but do you show up on YouTube? Do you show up with a podcast like we're doing here? And all those other mediums to really point back to your website as, yes, this is the hub, this is the foundation, but all of these other things, these are the walls, these are the ceilings as you build the house analogy to what your business looks like. And it all has to tell the same story, right? It has to all connect together.
That's right. And it's that age of first impression as well. I met you. That's my first impression. Now let me see if you're trustworthy. Go online, Google your name. Do you want people Googling your name? Yes. When they Google your name, what is going to be there? That's another thing. We can definitely manipulate a little bit of the search engine, especially Mark Rogers review, Lucy Cairala review. We can manipulate search engine a little bit, right? You want to be everywhere for sure. You want to show who you are. People need to create a connection with you, listening to your voice, seeing your mannerisms on video. That's what's going to actually make them build that connection, is that bridge. Now, I brought another data here.
Okay.
That Clutch did a study. 94% of the consumers visit a website after viewing an ad or a listing online. And 94% is a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
And Stanford did a study on credibility and trust. 75% of consumers judge a company by how they look on the website. And think about you. When you are to do business with a company, you go on the website and you are judging them right there. So not only is it important for you to have a website, not only is it important for you to have a presence on social media and other medias, digital media, but also what they're going to see when they see you there, right? It's not just a business address, a digital address anymore. It's more than that.
A digital business card, which I get all the time, right?
Digital business card. No, it's more than that. We build websites to be an extra additional employee for you. It's collecting data. It's collecting user behavior when they come. What is it that they're clicking? What's more interesting to them? How long they stay in a page that talks about insurance, for example, or annuities or retirement. That is the important data that your website is collecting and feeding you that intelligence. When they fill out the form, what are we collecting? When your salespeople reach out, they're ready. They're ready with power with information. And that call is going to go so much better than if they don't have any background, right? So that's very important. I really like Donald Miller. Donald Miller wrote a book, Building a Story Brand, one of my favorite marketing books. And he say, if your website doesn't pass the grunt test, just redo it. So basically what it means, if I open your website on my laptop and I give you your website to a caveman, and I say, caveman, in 10 seconds, can you find 3 things? Can you find what I do, what I am? Am I a tax advisor? Am I a financial planner? Am I a wealth manager, insurance broker? What you are, what I do, number 1. Number 2, how do I change my customer's life? Very important, Mark. Very important to have on your website. If I am a wealth manager focused on retirement, how am I changing my customer's life, my client's life? I am helping them retire with more money. I'm helping them pay less in tax on retirement. I am making sure that they're going to retire and not run out of money. So what is it that your specialty is? There's so many different things that wealth management firms focus on when they are focusing on retirement. It needs to be spelled out very clear. And the third one, very important, very overlooked. I can't tell you how many companies come to me without this one thing on their website.
Yeah.
A call to action. If they like what they see, what's the next step? What do I have to do? Book a call. Buy now. Just schedule a discovery meeting. What is it, the next step? I love what I see. Now I want it. And I can't find out what am I doing next. So hopefully your call to action is going to be consistent. You're not going to have learn more passive call to action. Don't like that call to action. Learn more here, then another call to action about us, another call to action. I'm talking about the button, okay? Those buttons on your website. Consistency. You want them to do one thing. In our industry, in the financial industry, here in the service industry, we want the website to schedule a meeting with you. The big mistake is thinking, oh, I want the website to make money and sell. you're not selling anything. You're not a B2C, right? You're not a product company. You are a service company, so it's scheduling a meeting with you. Let's get on a call. Let me understand your challenges. What is it that you want? That button. And preferably, that button's going to be of a different color, highlighted, and consistency. If you chose schedule discovery call, it's going to be that button all through your call to actions. Very, very important. So if you're not doing those three things, if the caveman can't do those three things, you're probably losing money. You're not optimizing your website for sales.
Well, you took some of those questions that I was most important or on the top of my head of like, what does an advisor have to have? And it sounds like those things, that clear message, call to action, right? And what do you do? Make a clear, simple story of what you do. And I think that so many advisors will put money into infrastructure on a beautiful office, and then all of a sudden their sales materials, their experience doesn't match on their website, their handouts, but yet they have this beautiful office that they've spent so much money to, right? And that's a disconnect.
They look very sharp too.
Yep.
Most advisors I know, this industry is a beautiful industry, beautiful people. They care about the way they look. Why wouldn't you care about your business and how your business looks?
Yeah, I mean, it's got to all just be consistent and match together. I do a lot of, as you know, these seminars where we're bringing people into these beautiful restaurants and having a great steak dinner, and we handle a lot of the materials. So the materials are fantastic. And then what's so disappointing is that if the website doesn't match and it's not that same Ruth Chris feel, there's a disconnect. There's a drop, right? There's almost a letdown of people because they're on this journey that they start with you, and that journey starts amazing. They're walking in, they're getting, breaking bread, and they're being open to hearing what you have to say. And you could be the greatest advisor out there, and then they go to search you and they can't find you.
Yeah, you were reminding me very well of one of our clients. I asked him, who is your audience? I'm not going to say the name because you guys probably all know him. It's a small industry, but who's your audience? And the answer was, I work with people that have $1 million or more in investable assets. I'm like, then why do you have this website? Who are you attracting? Are you attracting this kind of people? That's the message. That's the environment, the digital image and branding that you want to create for that audience that you're trying to achieve and acquire.
So one of the questions that I have, and this is going to change into a different topic a little bit, but one of the questions that I have is, how often should an advisor be doing a rebrand or really looking at their marketing? Like, how often are they need to update their website? How often do they need to update their materials? Can you talk about that a little bit?
Oh, yeah, sure. There are a few different pieces that have a different timing in our industry. A website, if it's a well-done, well-written website that's following the brand, that it's cohesive, that tells a good story, you don't have to touch within 5 years. That's basically
about
when
what it is, 5 years.
5 years. 5 years. Obviously, you want something that grows with you. But at some point, you outgrow, hopefully, right? A well-done marketing, you're going to outgrow your marketing. But 5 years is really the rule of thumb there. Now, if you have a lead generator on your website, those calculators or tax audit or an audit or whatever it is that you're offering as a lead generator, you want to refresh that every 6 months.
Okay.
The lead generator is...
So the offer needs to keep changing.
Yeah, keep that interesting, You want to refresh that around 6 months, and hopefully you're going to have a funnel behind too, because it's not just, here, let me give you this for free, and then what? And then they're going to go on with their lives and forget that you were the one that gave them this great thing. So you don't want that to happen. Hopefully you have a funnel as well, reaching them every 3, every 5 days with an email. You want to be on topic with them when you reach out, warm up those leads. So it's very important.
You know, switching to process, I think that advisors, especially independent advisors, sometimes they're wearing the hat of the advisor, they're wearing the hat of the CEO. Sometimes, unfortunately, they're wearing the hat of their chief marketing officer, right? And so I think it becomes overwhelming. And most advisors would say, a website or digital branding is the last thing because of so many excuses. They don't understand it, most of all, right? They really
Yeah.
don't understand it. They don't get the value of it because it's not like where they can just go do another dinner seminar, people show up and they get to write business on them. They can measure that. Sometimes it's a little bit harder to measure the quality and that. And when I redid my brand and website with you, it was an eye opener. The amount of detail and all the team members that are involved. And so if it's overwhelming to people, like you've been thinking about, you're listening to this podcast and you're thinking about, yes, I need to do this, but it's so overwhelming of where do I start? Can you just maybe walk through a little bit of the process that you go through with somebody that leads up to getting to that final product?
With our clients, when we are doing a website, first and foremost, I want to make sure we're communicating their business model. How are we going to capture the unique thing about that specific wealth management firm to really capture that essence? And I tell you, every single time I had clients crying because they have their business for 60 years or for generations, and all of a sudden they realize they were never able to put a story together and really communicate that foundation they created, right? It starts with a 90-minute meeting, me and the client and the writer, and that's it. Magic happened. I don't need the client anymore from there. I just need the client for approvals. And after that, we just take it from there. Everything just start coming together, the pieces that we need. Next, we're going to go to design. After we have the words on the page with the writer, is the design stage. How are we going to use visual aids, elements of your brand, who you are, your colors, your just elements, visual elements to communicate that message that helps the words, but not overwhelming the words. That's very important, right? It's a very beautiful combination right there, is art. So after we have the design and you approve the design, client approve the design, next, development. That's when we're going to define what happened when they first come on your website, when they hover over things, when they scroll up and down, things will show up, things will move to help communicate that message in a sequence that makes sense. Not that overwhelms, that makes sense. We might use, different resources to help support the message, make sure that in 10 seconds, I came to that website, I know what they do, I know how they change their client's life, and I know what to do next because I see the button. And that's it. For us, those are the three most important things. And I challenge everyone listening here, go to your website, print your homepage, take a pen, circle those three things. Are you communicating what you do? Circle everywhere. And circle, are you communicating how you change your client's life? Circle. And the call to action, circle. If you don't have at least 15 circles on that page, give me a call. Let's trash this whole thing.
Yeah.
Because you are leaving money at the table. I am telling you, you're not building the trust that you need with that prospect.
Yeah. Well, you've been fantastic, not only to work with us, but really being available for all of my advisors that have chosen to have you jump in and really help them with their branding. And it expands bigger than just a website, that this is really fundamentally who they are, what they stand for, and what they're different, why they're different, right? Why would somebody choose them over somebody else? And you pull that out. And what's nice is now you have this kind of brand message And then when you go to build a corporate brochure, or you go to build a pop-up banner or a PowerPoint for a dinner seminar, you've given the fundamental story to somebody that tells that same message. And those little things matter. Just as you say, plain language matters, I would also say all those little things matter to somebody's business. And if you don't have it, you are missing out, right? So
Absolutely.
how does somebody connect with you to just get started today?
Well, go to my website, of
Yep.
course, find my button, and schedule a discovery call. I never charge for a good meeting. I love meeting people, and I like to listen to your marketing challenge. If I am not the one solving, we have so many resources here with Mark and with the team. Now, I have also clients that they've been the marketer for their business, and that's tough situation. Trust the professionals. You're gonna learn marketing. When you work with me, when you work with Mark, when you work with our team, you just learn marketing. You become a better marketer. Clients that have marketing in their brain, isn't it true with you? It's true with me. We do the most fantastic job when they see and they're able to recognize a marketing opportunity and call me. Hey, Lucy, this just happened. Hey, I just came across this platform. Hey, I just talked to so-and-so about this. It's amazing. Magic.
Yeah.
It's magic.
Yeah. Well, you just gave out in like 2 sound bites there some massive nuggets. And one of those is, financial advisors think, one, that they know everything, right? Let's just call it what it is. And they want to start to, you lay out a plan for them, and then they want to come in and they want to commandeer and not let you do your job. So one, given the background of who you are, your expertise and your team, that's the value that you're also getting by hiring you into somebody's business, is that we know this space better than you. So when you intervene, when you come in and try to change things, that's when the message gets muddier, or that's what delays it. And this stuff just doesn't happen overnight. I think of, someone really investing into their brand and their messaging. There's a sequence and there's a process. And there's also a lot of love that I know that you put into, like, you own that brand. You want to see my brand succeed just as much as I want to see it succeed. And so those take time, right? There just goes into so much of this, that it's not just slapping up something and saying, here you go, and you're on your own and good luck. And then it's the evolution of it. It's the continued working with you and helping that brand continue to develop and grow just as your business is growing. So plainlanguagematters.com. Lucy, thank you so much for coming in and spending time. It's always refreshing to talk to you and get your perspective in a world that's changing so fast, right? It's changing so fast. And so if you want your business to stay ahead of the game, to make sure that you are connecting with your ideal clients, your A clients, and you want to keep getting in front of those A clients, reach out to Lucy. You can certainly come to us at Producers Prospect. We will do a joint call together. We'll lay out a plan and we'll get started. We'll help you grow your business. Thank you so much again, Lucy.
Thanks for having me.